Hey there, everybody. Okay, so over the weekend, I got the trial versions of Pure Raw, DXO Labs Pure Raw 3, and then I downloaded the trial version of DXO Photo Lab 6. Originally, I was thinking Pure Raw 3 because I wanted to see what it would do for my Fuji files. And I figured I would just use Capture One, continue to use Capture One, and process my Fuji RAW files with Pure Raw 3 if it was any good. Well, let me show you this I decided not to do that, but I'll get to that in a second. I didn't really know anything about DXO Photolab 6, but over the weekend I kind of figured it all out. So anyway, let's get into Pure Raw 3. And if you look here, you can see I downloaded it 3 days ago or 2 days ago. So this is just the demo version. And close that. So the real trick here that kind of blew me away was if we add the raw file here. So I was actually where I wanted to be, but that's okay. So if we come to here, the raw file I'm looking for is from the XH2, and it's number 300. And I had been testing my XH2 versus the Z7 Mark II, and that was it right there, wasn't it? Yep, there it is. Okay, and the Z7 II was blowing the XH2 away. Okay, there was also something wrong with my 35 millimeter f2 lens, which I got fixed. But anyway, let's process this now. And we're going to go deep prime, standard lens softness, everything on, image crop to original ratio. We'll make a big TIFF and 16-bit. Don't even need to do that though. Okay, so there it is. And start processing. So I've already done this. Let's overwrite it because I want to show you what this does. And this is how long it takes on my M1 Mac to process. It's doing some serious processing, so I'm not worried too much about the time it takes. If I were shooting I mean, this is Deep Prime XD is not something that I would use on every photo if I shot like let's say 3,000 shots at a wedding. Right, but if there were some low light shots, I would use it on maybe, a few. So there's other options. There's regular deep prime, and then there's normal and whatever. I forget what it is. They're all laid out in Photolab 6. So anyway, yeah, this is how long it takes. It takes about a minute to process the image, but the results are well worth it. So it really kind of amazed me at what this was capable of. What's really cool about the Pure Raw 3 is it allows you to see what it did. The Photolab 6, see if the processing is done, so that's real time. That's how long it took. View results, okay, and Photolab 6 doesn't allow you to do this until you export the image. You really can't see what the deep prime did, but you can see what the lens sharpening did, and that's really, I'm not so worried about the noise. It's the sharpening that's really fantastic, particularly for Fuji files. Anyway, let's go to 1:1, and let's look at this difference. Look at these trees over here, and let's just move the slider. Oh my gosh. I mean, that's flipping, Nikon Z, that's better than. So, yeah, I think you can see the difference, right? That's phenomenal. All right. I mean, this is a game changer for Fuji. So, the barn doesn't look so bad, right? It's not the sharpest thing in the world. But look at the trees in the background, up in here, okay? And then look at what happens. I mean, Fuji has always had trouble with this kind of stuff, and this is my lens has issues. So, but what really kind of blew me away was over here. This is where the Nikon totally killed it, was in these boxes here and up on top of this pole. And look at what D Prime did. I mean, look at the difference. So it's not just the D Prime, it's the sharpening algorithm. I mean, look at how, you can see the lens has issues here. This area over here is much less sharp than over here. I think there was a decentering issue, but D Prime and DXO kind of fixed it a little bit. I mean, it's still fuzzy over here because the lens had issues. The new 35 f2 I've got is much better. But yeah, I mean, that is stunningly amazing, the difference it makes. So particularly like down in here, look at that area there. Wow. So that's what D Prime and DXO's sharpening algorithms will do, standard sharpening algorithms will do for you. But that's not really the take home on this. So then I started realizing that I can get the same thing in DXO Photo Lab 6. And I have tried a lot of, as you can see, I've used it for 2 days now. I have tried a lot of image editing software, and I have not been impressed by most of them. Okay, so we'll go to this directory here, and there's the purple ones. There's all of them, but I just want the purple one, but I can just go here too. If you hover long enough, it gives you all the information with no mess, no fuss. Fantastic. I mean, there it is. I can add stars. I can add 3 stars. I can add a color. I mean, it is intuitive and it is really good stuff. Zero stars. There we go. And I've only been using this for 2 days. So if we go to customize, let's go to this one here, and we'll hit customize. So there's your D Prime. Now the thing about Photo Lab 6, and the only thing that's kind of goofy about it, but I understand, and it's because of all the processing required, you only get to see what the D Prime noise reduction is doing when you move this little, you see now it's working over here, and it's going to show me that area there. Okay, and you turn that on and off with the magnifying tool. I can adjust the luminance and the noise model. This is the lens sharpness. However, the lens sharpness does preview, and that's important because that's really what's doing the magic for the Fuji files. Just amazing stuff, and it's a very, very intuitive program to use. So if I come down here and double click right here, I can get rid of that. I can double click right here and get rid of that. I can double click again and it comes back. You double click for 1-to-1. Takes a second to process. There it is. So a very intuitive program. The thing I think I like the most about the program is that you don't have to import your files. This is my hard drive structure. This is the way I like it. This is how I like to access my photographs. I take my photographs, I take them off the card, and I put them into my own files. I know where they are. I know what they do. I like them. And it marks everything off of the just the basic. It takes it right off your hard drive, so there's no need to import anything. I've been backing up my hard drives and swapping out because I filled up a 6 terabyte hard drive, and a lot of my links to my Capture One library catalog broke, and it's like, what a complete pain in the ass that is. And it adds a level of complexity that I don't need. So I think moving forward, I mean, it's still early days. I've only been using this program for 2 days, but I already prefer it to almost everything else. I think this backed up with Affinity Photo for the things that this can't do, which is like merge to HDR and focus stacking and things like that. But I think DXO Labs with with uh, Affinity Photo is going to take care of all my post-processing needs. So anyway, there it is. Particularly if you're a Fuji shooter, this is a game changer in my opinion. Amazing stuff, and really enjoy this software. So okay, that's what I wanted to share with you today. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications. We'll see you out there. Have a great one. Bye.